Hi, I'm going to be doing 3 Megaminx example solves. So a few people have asked me for some recently and I've forgotten, so I'm going to be doing them now. I usually plan like star plus 1, and then I try to look for the general location of a second pair which will be close. So the first scramble here, this is just really stupid. So you can see here, red's here, and then you can put these two in like relative to where they are compared to red, either like that or like that. Either work, just depending on which angle you want to do it from. And these two can also be put in compared to that. So this will be my first pair, since it's just going to end up here. And then I'll do this as my second pair, since I know that this is going to end up somewhere on this face. So I'll pick up my cube like this and do that to insert these. Then I'll rotate and insert my yellow piece, then insert my blue piece. And then here you have already two options. So for this, you can either do that to insert and make an X star, or you could realign and solve this pair like that. This is just because like obviously you pair it up and you insert it. So those are two options you have. And then here I go onto this pair from before. So I guess you actually have a couple options. What I would do is I would just rotate to here and do a U2 prime, and then since these don't match, you can do an F2 and insert it. But if you want to do when it was like here or whatever, you could always rotate it, and then you have a few ways to solve it. I guess you could do this, but like yeah, there were lots of ways. But yeah, just assuming that you do this, that's nice. And then I saw this up here, and I don't really see anything down here. So I'm just gonna rotate back up, and yeah, I see this. So for this pair, since these are like opposite to each other, I know that you can always do like a 1 move setup to a 3 mover. And since it's oriented, I know that just brings the slot down like this will give me a 3 mover, so I just pair it up. And then I see these, so that's obviously I just rotate up, and as you can see, because these match, it's 1 move to a free pair. Then I insert it into the back by bringing the slot down, and then just like doing that. And I saw the corner when I was doing that solution, so I'll bring the corner up and rotate. Then here, it's kind of obvious, just insert it, or pair it up, and then insert it. And I'll just rotate up here. And so first I've seen is this for my star piece, because I generally try to build this block first. I'll bring this up to the top layer. And now this is pretty easy, because you can see these two don't match. So I'll bring it over here and pair up this pair. And because you have like nothing here blocking you, you can just do an F to insert it, and then do an R prime. Now here, I usually do full pseudo. Well, almost always, unless it's really inconvenient or I just can't find my pieces, which means that I will use like the piece here as my star piece first. So I will insert this here, and then I'll go on to the pair, which would be this block. And so I have this. So honestly, what I think would be best, like you could rotate up and solve it, but what I think would actually be best is either, because you see these two don't match, you could do this and then insert it however you want. Probably just that maybe. Or you could literally just bring it up to the top and rotate, and then you just get a 2-gen solution, which would be nice for both look aheads and ergonomics. So like, I don't know, like the 2-gen solution would just be the way that you would recognize pseudos, you just like treat this as if it's white on 3x3. So you just do that, right? So you pair it up and you insert. Then for this pair, you can see like these two don't match. So obviously you can either do, you just like do this and you get a free pair, and then I insert that. And now I'm going to move this out of the way before I bring this up, because I'm going to use this as my star piece, and I'll rotate and insert it. Then I have this pair, which you just pair it up and you insert it. If I was good, which I'm not, I would have seen a cancellation here. Instead of doing R2, if you do an R, you can cancel into this pair by just doing F, U prime, R. But I didn't see that, and so here, when you have it like this, you can just insert it like that. But again, didn't see it because, you know, I'm bad. So here, this is actually a really nice case. You can cancel into solving this pair. So if I insert this as my star piece, I can then, like, what's it called? I can cancel into pairing this up like this, and I'll rotate and insert. And for this pair, you just split it up, and then you cancel into inserting it. All right, then here, I think it would be best to do this star piece, but instead of doing an F2, I'll do a U beforehand so that this edge gets oriented. Then I can pair this up, and I can insert it, and I'll cancel into solving this pair. Then you have two options here. You can either rotate and do this 2gen, actually probably sledge it, but like 2gen, you can just do the dot. That's actually a really nice dot anyway. Or you can do an wr8 solution, maybe like that, or like this maybe. It doesn't really matter. And then the dot here is, no, wait, let me lock in. I'm bad at dots. I could have sworn that was it. Oh no, it is. Yeah, okay. I'm not as bad as I thought. All right. So for the second solve, my star pieces are here, 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 and here. So, oh yeah, and this pair is really easy. It's like one move to a pair. So let me just make sure that I want to do this. Yeah. So first thing I'll do is I'll make the pair here, and then I will insert this, and then I can move purple over so that these get inserted at the same time as well. And then what I can do here is I can do like F2, right, and bring this over, like my blue piece. And then I can insert these two at the same time while preserving this pair. And I just realign my star. So, well, you can do it wrist. What I would realistically do is I would probably just like, actually I don't know how to do it, just whatever I feel like in a solve, I guess. And then here, you can do F prime U to F, which like is probably fine. But I see this pair, this will be a bit awkward to solve because I'd have to do that, which is like a bit whatever. Since I'm going to hedge it, so I get a better case. And here, I guess, again, you have a couple options. You can do L prime UL solve, or you can do like F move, solve, and then undo the F move. I feel like just for simplicity's sake, I'll do that since it's shorter. And then I'm going to try keep this preserved until I need to go onto it. So I guess I'll just do U2 prime and rotate this way. Because although the rotation looks kind of bad, I don't see any pieces here. So I think that this will be able to stay preserved until S12. So I see my edge here. So I can pair these up. You can see these don't match, or like this is oriented or whatever. So you just pair it up and insert it into the bottom. And this pair is pretty obvious. You just pair it up, insert it into the back. And then here you can just bring it up to here so it's oriented, and then just bring the corner up. And obviously you get a pair here, so you take it out and insert it. All right. And then I'll use this in my star piece. And this is a really nice case. You can see that like if I want to flip the orientation of the corner, I can just do an F. And then I get a 3 mover by doing L prime, and then I can just do F prime. So just like 3 moves into a pair. And you insert it into the back. And again, like I said before, usually I would do full pseudo, but again, like if I get something ridiculous like this, I think it is just better to just insert my star piece and then insert this into the bottom. But that's like only because it is part of my first color in S12. If it was any other color, there's no chance I would bother with that in a solve. And also because it was so convenient with like, I had this whole thing solved and there were no pieces here. If there were any pieces there, it would have like impeded my F12 too much, so I wouldn't have bothered. It was only because like it was, I guess, like the perfect scenario to be able to do that. All right, then for this pair, you can see that these two colors match. So I'll just do L, U2 prime, L, and that pairs it up. And I insert. And then here, usually I would do L2, U prime, F2 to insert my star piece, but that gives like a kind of meh case. So something that I think like is not necessarily better, but possibly as good is L2 prime, F prime, and then you insert the piece, and you get this corner, which is very nice, because here, you see you get 2 moves to a free pair. I don't think realistically I would do that in a solve, but I think that it may be worth considering to try and avoid that case, but I don't know if it would actually be any better anyway. And then I'll just bring this piece up. And then here, I think I would honestly just do like, this doesn't actually seem good. But FU, because like this orients the edge and brings the corner down here, and then R prime, F prime, R. So it's like, I don't really see much else that's good. So yeah, it's a bit bad, but what can you do? And then just insert this into the back. And then instead of doing F to insert my edge, I want to orient this, so I'll do U prime first. I'll insert this in here and then pair this up, and I'll insert. And I can cancel into this pair. So you just pair it up and insert it. This looks kind of bad. I guess what I would probably do, which it honestly looks really bad, but I think this is my case, is F2 prime, U prime, F prime, to make sure this one gets stuck down here. Insert my star piece, and insert, like, pair this up, and then insert it. And I'll do this pair. And I'll just do you can either rotate, or you can do if you rotate, you can do that, or you can do that, whatever. But I'll do an FREF solution, just like that. And then it's OLL and PLL. Alright, and so then for the last solve, yeah, oh wait, sorry, yeah, my star pieces are here, 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 and here. This scramble looks like very easy again, to be honest. I guess I would do this in my first pair, and then move on to blue next, like this and this, just depending on whatever's easier. So the first, you can see this inserts. The first thing I would do is I would insert this pair. I would move this, like get set up, and to make sure that like this will get, what's it called? Like this will be easy, like because it will bring it to here. I'll just insert it like that. I could have preserved this and done a block with that, but I didn't see that in inspection, so I'm not going to do it. And I'll just insert my last piece. And then I'll rotate here, and I can just like solve the pair that was like right there. I don't think it moved after inspection. So you just pair it up and you insert it. And I'll rotate here to grab the piece from before, which is just here. So then here, I think I would do, you can just see R prime, U prime, R, press it up, and then like do like a semi-rotation thing and do that. And I said I was going to go on to blue next, but this seems like it's the most convenient pair to do, to be honest, because I can just do F, U prime to pair it up, and then I can rotate and I just insert it into the bottom. And then I can just pair these up like this, and then rotate up. And then, okay, so again, this is a case where this is incredibly easy to preserve, so I'm going to. Usually, to do this pair, I would do U and then a B move to get a free pair. But I think it's essentially equally as good to just do L into a 2-gen solution, and also it preserves a huge block, so I'm just going to do that. So you pair it up, and insert it into the bottom. Then insert this is my star piece. Then insert the block here. And then I just have my star piece from here, so I'll bring that up and do an F2. And then I'll bring the edge from my next pair up here. And then I think just because of the position I was in, I'd probably do this as a BL move and then rotate. But it's also equally valid to do L prime. Actually, I don't know if it's equally valid, because then you're overworking your index by doing a U prime. So I think it honestly might be better to do the L prime first, as a BL move, I guess. And then here, you obviously just get like F, and then you insert it into the back, because like, it's like you do F to pair it up. I feel like that's obvious. And if I do a BL move here, you can see I just get a free pair, but by doing an F prime, because like these don't match. And I'll bring this up to the top to use as my free pair, not my star piece, sorry. And then I'll solve this by like taking this out with an F move to orient it, and it'll pair this up. And then I do R from F, R to insert. Actually in this case, I think it would be better to do inverse XC, and then U rotate and R, because it cancels into inserting this. Sometimes I would use a concept like doing inverse XC instead of R prime FR during my last two phases, just to try and get a better EO case. But it's not necessarily something that you need to do, and I don't think it would save a ton of time anyway. So then F2, and I can see for this pair you're going to have two options. I'll show you what those are in a second. So I'll solve this pair, so you just pair it up, and you insert. And these were the couple options. You have the option of doing U prime F into 2-gen. You have the option of doing R into 2-gen from here. Or you could also do like that, and then cancel into inserting. How did I... Sorry, one moment. How do you... Yeah. Okay, what I think I would most likely see in a solve is U prime F into 2-gen. But it's probably best to rotate here, because then you get to see more pieces. And then here, you have two options. You can either use this as your star piece, which is probably best, or you can do F, R prime F, R, cancel into solving this like that. So yeah, what I would say is best is using this as your star piece by doing F2 prime. Then you pair this up and cancel into inserting. And then I guess here you can either rotate and do 2-gen, or you can do like a B move. You can solve the pair and then like do a B move and F move sort of simultaneously. And last pair, I'll just solve. And then the dot is, yeah, okay.